Coming up on today's episode, good Thursday morning to you all, YouTube. It is 10:56 now in the AM here at the bench. Topic of discussion today is workplace or workbench ergonomics. Ergonomics, that's a big word, but it basically means the efficiency, I think, of keeping whatever you're talking about. The efficiency of making it happen, or whatever you want to call it. So, I'm trying to find a place to throw this away. I'm going to insert a picture of this bench area that I am currently sitting at moments before I sat down to clean it up to do some other work. You can see by the inserted picture there that it was quite messy. And most of that mess is due to this right here. This is my BDST, my personal one. I am in the process of converting the tip of the probe over to the needle. And that's how that's going to be looking. I think I showed this in a previous video. If not, there it is. It's basically what I've done here is there's an input hole there that's provided on the board, and I took a small wire, a wire that was small enough to double over, pass through that hole, and wrapped it around the pin a couple of times, and then drew it down as tight as I could against the board so that the T of the pin and when this is soldered, holds that pin in very firmly, and it is very firm. So that's how that's laid out, and that is, again, I wanted to share that with you. But this is like I say, my own personal one. I'm getting ready to insert it into the MFP once more, because that's where I prefer mine. And there's the excuse me, the input for it. This is just a regular standard 3.5 millimeter stereo jack plug, whatever you want to call this, and it has been set up to use both the internal wires of this cable. When I say both the internal wires, I'm talking about the signal wire, not the ground wire. There's 3 wires inside here. One's a ground, I think that one connects here, and the other 2 for stereo, one connects to the tip and one's the middle portion here. And those have been tied together, so basically this will work with a mono as well as stereo. It doesn't matter. But anyway, like I said, it is mono, so I just tied them together. I thought that would be the way to do it. But anyway, that's what I had cleaned up. Didn't mean to start the whole thing on that. But I wanted that out of the way because I have this. And I don't know how well you can see that. I'll flash up an image of it on the computer, show you what it is. It is the BDST1 parts checklist, and mine is a special one that has several check boxes. Now, this is for five units, 5 kits that I'm putting together. And I have 10 check boxes there, and basically that is we'll go through them once, or I will go through them once, not you. But each time I put a part in my little cup here that I'm working on, I do this, and like I said, I do this for 10 times. In other words, for the first cup, I'll do the first box, go all the way down through there. Second box, and so on and so forth. And then I'll do that 4 more times this time, because there's 5 kits I'm preparing to ship. And so there will be 5 of these. And then once I go through that, I will go back through them again as I pack the from this to the bags that I use for shipping. into the envelope and things like that, that'll be my second checklist. So I will go through the same thing again with it. So, you know, we'll do this one at a time. Basically, like I say, the one closest to the description of the part, and then go on all the way down through here, and then the same thing with the second one. And you know, it's a kind of a tedious thing, but at the same time, I wanted something that I could check off twice so that I'm sure I'm not missing something. I have missed things in the past. You guys probably know that. You probably heard me talk about it. But again, it's not, I'm working on it. You know, everybody's got their own little solutions to their problem. This is mine. So, but anyway, again, that's not the topic of this, this video. I just wanted to show you that to demonstrate what I'm talking about. Now, my goal for all along since I started this move, and I know this move's been a long process, but my goal all along has been to basically use my old desk or bench, whichever you call it, where I had my workbench in the other room, as my shipping station. All my shipping supplies would be there, and I've got the drawers of the desk and things like that to put all the stuff I need in there. And that would be a dedicated area for shipping. And that is what I want to do eventually. But here's a picture of that area. As you can see, that is rather cluttered. Now that's worse than here. So, you know, people are probably going to say, well, you know, you got two sides to this bench. Why can't you do that? And okay, that's fine. Here's the other side of this bench. And of course, you know, I didn't actually put the middle in there, but I think maybe you can gather the middle information from the two pictures of each end. But it is even cluttered more than the rest of it, because everything I basically, you know, I'll shove things here over to there. And, you know, eventually, yes, it's going to be cleaned out. And that's the second part of my discussion here this morning, is discipline. Discipline has to be, for this to work, has to be accompany the plan. In other words, you can make all the plans in the world that you want, but if you don't stick to them, well, you know, they don't amount to a hill of beans. So like I said, that is the other part of this, is sticking to what you plan to do. And my plan all along has been, again, like I said, to use that other bench as the shipping area, my shipping department, whatever you want to call it. And that's been my goal, but, you know, goals are sometimes very slow in coming, or even unattainable sometimes. But like I say, in this case, I think it's just a matter. Now, it didn't take me a long time to clean this area up to do this, but at the same time, it would be much quicker if I could just go into the other room, do it, get it over with, and go on about my business of working on this project again that I started, and get that complete. And, you know, I don't know about you guys, but my bench sometimes stays cluttered with projects I'm working on. In other words, if I'm working on something here and I know I'm going to work on it again tomorrow, I don't bother cleaning it up. I tend to leave things like where they're at, and that way when I come back in tomorrow, I know where they're at. And so, you know, that's what I try to do. And of course, I was doing that with this current thing, but then, and it's my own fault because I knew all this was coming. I could have been planning all along because I knew the parts had come in, and we did get all the parts in to ship out 5 more of these. In fact, I've got enough for 10, but I only have 5 orders. So, like I said, I should have probably realized that and not started on this project, the signal tracer. But at the same time, you know, I've got this whole big, beautiful bench here. And you would think it would allow me to do a couple of things at the same time, but you know, of course, you know, if it is almost 100% cluttered with stuff that I have no room to put other places, then you know it is. It's all about that. And there's been 2 or 3 times here lately that I've set down here with the express desire or determination to basically clean this place up once and for all with a place. And this involves, just like this, I don't know how you can see it, let me tilt you a little bit. This here, I know this is temporary until I get my bench wiring done, and there's no way I'm going to be able to do that until I get this other stuff done. But, you know, I want to get rid of all this junk and stuff and put it, you know, so it's not cluttering up my bench. Now, that's far enough away, it's not really bothering me. I have a good work area here to do, and it's not really bothering me. But things like that, now, just looking over here, if you want to. There's my drill bits over there, there's my twiddle sticks behind them, and there's a bag of basically hook leads that are, some of them were used for the component tester and came apart and needed fixing or something of that sort, but that's what they all are. And there's parts for the AM tuner or the ICO. There's a part there for my other project that I'm working on, the 20 amp prototype board, and there's parts behind it, you know, in the bag there. It's for the ICO AM transmitter, but you know, stuff like that. It needs to be put somewhere, not on the bench. It doesn't need to be cluttered, taking up room here. And again, all the rest of the stuff. Now I have at least two drawers out of one of my parts cabinets sitting here. They don't need to be here. I've got all this stuff now. Here's a good example. This is the prototype probe from the BDST, and you know, I don't know why I'm holding on to this. I don't really know why, but you know, it needs to be put with the rest of the old BDST development parts, and that's kind of over here. I know you just heard that. That was me throwing that into a thing, but you know, that's what I need to sit down and do. Basically, it's just basically, I said twice basically, but just basically go through and find a place for everything on this bench, and not just a place to move it to. In other words, a lot of times I'll take something here and move it to the other side of the bench. No more of that. That's got to go. That's the old way of thinking. That's not the ergonomic way of thinking. I have to basically find a place. Now I've got another good example are these batteries. I've got a ton of those 9-volt batteries that I had for that to get that Motorola tuner going that time to see if it would work, and it did work, and I was happy about that. But at the same time, now I've got all these batteries that I bought for that, and you know, they need a place. Everything has to have a place. And here's another thing. I've got this going. This is my prototype build for the well, here's the prototype itself, and you can see I have been working on it. It's not like it's not been worked on. I need to put that in there, so let's go stays with it. But you know, all this stuff needs a place, and the tools. There's another thing. The tools, I've got most places for tools. Now that's worked out pretty good so far, and they're all up there. They're easy. See, that's the thing that's about this is it's so simple. Once you get that place established, it's easy to put the tools back. I have no problem. Boom, 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 boom. You know, I had those cleaned up first when I sit down here to do this, and it didn't take but a second or two to put those tools back. So that's what I'm talking about. Even if your bench is cluttered with stuff, you can, if you have a place to put it, it's easy enough to sort it out and take care of business. TCB. Bob asked me a question the other day about that, and he asked what I was doing. I said TCB. So anyway, like I said, also, no, I'm not going to go into that. See, now I get distracted so easy when I'm sitting here doing stuff like this. But also, this is what my topic is, and again, I want to decide, make a decision, and then stick to it on what to do. Now, I've got you guys remember the digital microscope. It's just sitting up here. I don't know if that's a good place for it or not. It's sitting on the top of the box it came in. It's not. I was joking. It's not a good place for it. But that's been my solution all along here, is just take things and move them out of the way temporarily. Obviously, the multimeter here, the fluke, that's going to stay there. That's good. But on top of there, and you guys have probably forgotten all about that. But that's a little project I got from IC Station that has to be gone through and looked at. Yeah, there's just things everywhere. And the other day when I was looking at wire for that other project, I found this in the other room, brought it in here and set it up on top of all that. Why do I do that? I know probably everybody's going to say, well, yeah, I do that too, but I understand that. But at the same time, you know, I'm 70 years old. You would think by now I would have learned a better way of doing things. Obviously, I haven't. So, you know, my goal today, and that's why I'm making this video, that's what I'm doing. My goal today is basically, I want to get this done, but this is coming later. This will be this afternoon or evening when I get this done. I want to get these shipped out tomorrow, and I think 2 or 3 of them are going to England. So I want to get all of these ready to go and shipped out. And in order to do that, I'm not going to be happy until I get this mess cleaned up. And like I said, I may even go as far as to move the stuff off the other bench in the other room and get that temporarily set up. I've got enough room there now to where I can move other things. If I had my additional cupboards or shelves in my closet here, that would go a long way to organizing this. I think that might be... I'm going to have to sit down. I know, I've changed my mind 15 times sitting here. But I think I'm going to have to basically sit down and plan out, or make a plan of action, and follow that plan to see it through, to get things organized. Because, again, once I get those shelves in that cupboard, get things organized in there, and when I say organized, I mean get it off my bench and put it in there, which may not be organizing, but at least I'll know where it's at. You know, get that done, and then it's going to make it a lot easier over here to get these things done. But of course, at the same time, you have to spend money to make those shelves. Those are the cheapest shelves you can make. I don't care what anybody says. Those furring strip shelves, I mean, they, you know, the shelf boards themselves are the most expensive part, but even that's not that expensive. You cannot buy those little metal shelving units and put them in, and well, you have to put them together and like that. But you can't make them as cheap. I've tried it, and I've got them out in my garage, the metal ones, and they're handy as all get out, just like these are. But at the same time, they're more expensive, and they're like I say, they're harder to make because you've got all the screws to screw in, things like that. But again, like I said, that's what I need to do, is get that decision made, obtain the parts or shelves or whatever you want to call it, boards, to do it, get them done. I've got my space then. I need to put that door up. I'm looking over there. I know you guys are not seeing what I'm seeing, but I got the other French door, or is that a French door, sliding door, whatever they call those things, to put back up that Lexi knocked down, and I've got to get that back up, and then I can go ahead and put everything back in there. And I've got a lot of room left in there. I don't have a few things in there, and that will go a long way of getting all this stuff out of the way here. And so, you know, it's just a matter of doing it, and that's what I need to do. So. You know, and there's another thing. It's not that hard to do. You make an order at Home Depot. Home Depot will bring it out, and you just put it in your car, and away you go. It's kind of like Walmart. It's that easy. So, you know, it's not like it's something difficult. And so it's just a matter of doing it. But that's what ergonomics, I think, is. I think you basically, they should call it disciplined ergonomics. Maybe that would be a better word. I don't know. But, you know, you have to have that discipline to do it. You know, as I sit here and look, I think I'm going to, and this is how I wanted to tackle my house. I think I'm going to take one room or one area and straighten that out, just like my kitchen. Now I've got my kitchen straighter than it was, and I've got a lot of the junk thrown out and stuff like that, but it's still not presentable. In other words, if you came to visit me, I would be ashamed if you went and looked at my kitchen. Okay? So, and I'm not usually ashamed of things like that because I figure this is my space and I live the way I want. But at the same time, you know, yes, you do feel a twinge when people look at your dirty whatever, and you know, you think, you know, I wish it wasn't laying there or whatever. But yeah, I do need to clean that and get that presentable. I'm trying my best to get a presentable household as far as the public is concerned. And when I say that, what I mean is this room is off limits. My room is off limits. That includes my bathroom. I want one, you know, my main bathroom in the regular house here part to be easy to use and accessible for anybody that comes to visit. Not that I'm wanting a lot of visitors. I'm not a sociable person, but at the same time, yes, I would like it presentable. You know, from time to time, the landlord or his manager comes by, and you know, you usually like to invite them in, but I generally stand at the front door and just talk to them. So, you know, everybody's different, but you know, this is my demon, I guess, is what I was trying to say. But I just want to take time and like I said, this stuff has to be done because these are paid orders. So this has to be done, but other than that, there's really nothing here that I have to do other than to get this place organized. Can you imagine, just think about this, having this much bench space on a regular basis to do what you want? That would be heavenly. And I think about that and I think, oh, how nice that would be to come in here and be able to sit down and do anything I want on this bench and, you know, have all this room. And I think I have yet to experience that because there's never been one time that I've come in here and have found a whole bench clean and I could actually use it. You know, it's always one part, you know, it's got the clutter in it, it gets moved to the other part because I want to use the other part or for something else, and it just never ends. And I'm putting an end to it today. You guys mark my words, as they say, things will change. Bob's going to have to be put on hold. We've been talking a lot about new stuff, and that's another thing I know, and I will put a description or a link to our website again down in the comments because I've worked pretty hard on that. That's something I can do basically while I'm not doing anything else, sitting in there in the living room. I can work on the website, and we've done pretty, or I've done a pretty good job. Bob's helped a little bit, but like I said, I've done a pretty good job of finding graphics to use for the different, like support page, the development page. And I don't know, for anybody that hasn't checked that out lately, we've got a lot of stuff on there now. We do have a support page, again, that is has the support files for any BDEK kit that we provide. Now the only one is that we have out right now is the BDST1, and of course that file is on there, but in the future that will be used for any files that need downloading, any kind of support documents or anything like that that's needed to be passed out or whatever, and so that will be available. Now we also have a gallery, a new gallery, and you can see if you look at it that this is going to be the place where we feature our customer-built completed projects. And the first one is up there. Same guy that I talked about in the last video, Chris from New Jersey, is up you know, with his pictures that he provided. And I'm hoping I can get other people to do that as well, that you know, send me some pictures of their completed project and how they did it and things like that. And once I get mine back in the MFP, I will be adding that to that list to show people how it's being used. So, like I said, that's what that's for. Now, also there's a blog page. Bob, this is where Bob came in. He's the one that came up with this. I was putting stuff, you know, telling about the project, how it was going, and the parts coming in, things like that on the home page, which they don't really belong there. And he suggested a page like this with the latest news, and exactly that's what I'm using this for. And it is in a blog format where you basically make a post, you know, it dates it, and you get to read it or whatever, and you can read older ones or whatever if you want. But like I said, that's up now, and got that going. And product development, I've got that going. I had to come up with a graphic image for that. Now, so far, most of the graphic images for this have come from Weebly. They provide you with some samples, and I've used most of them. And I think I've come out and made them fill out pretty good as far as ones I've chosen. And so product development, you can see all the projects that BD Electronic Kits is working on. So, you know, we have been making progress on the website. And obviously we're selling some kits. And I'm very, very pleased with how that's going. It is quite a bit of work. And for a retired person, that's not a good term to use. But it's not bad work. It's like good work. It's like fun work. So you know, that's going well. And again, there's other changes to the website. Just check it out and check all the pages that you can think of there and see. I was really kind of amazed last night. Bob and I could not decide on a homepage graphic. I didn't like the one I had up there originally. It just didn't fit very well. And then I tried another one that I made up on the, on the paint program, and that didn't suit me. And last night I went to visit my daughter and have supper out there. And after I got back, I thought, oh, I'm going to find me something good. So I did look on Google and found the one that's up there. As you can see, the little construction guys, if you look at it, building the kit. I thought, well, that's perfect. And Bob agreed it is perfect. So we're very happy about that. But again, everything's going well on that. I enjoy, that's another aspect of this business I enjoy doing, is that website. I used to enjoy it when I had my Hackintosh site, because I'd like to get in there and change things around and put all the links in and things like that. But again, that's going well. And so this is the thing I need to get done today for sure. These have got to go out tomorrow. This is only my own deadline, but like I said, I want to get these done because people have already been waiting long enough for parts to show up. It's just one thing after another with shipping here today, and it's just like you're paying more for it, but you're getting less service. So I know I'm getting off on tangents, and I'm sorry for that. I apologize. But I just kind of wanted to get into why it's taken me so long to do things. And, you know, you run into this mess in here like I was talking about. And it really kind of makes you want to turn around and go out the door. You just think, I don't want to face that. I don't want to mess with that. But again, that's what has to be done here on this project. Ergonomics, disciplined ergonomics, and get this job done and get this bench organized and get this room organized and workshop organized and everything else. Eventually I want to put up my green screen so I can do stuff like that. I've got so much stuff that I want to do, and I'm just got to get it done. So that's pretty much it. I know I've talked a long time, and I'm sorry. But that, again, like I say, and I know I've discussed this before, never called it really ergonomics, but that's what it is. And that's what needs to be done. So I think I'm going to try to do that. I've got this cleaned off here now. I'm going to go ahead and take care of this business. And so because like I said, this has to get done. And then I'm going to think about, again, a way of either temporarily getting this bench cleaned off until I get my shelves. I'm thinking about the boxes again. I cleaned out all the boxes thinking that would motivate me to get this job done, but that hasn't worked. So thinking about all this junk back in a box, and then once I get my shelves built, I can organize it from there. But See, if I do that, then it takes up room here in the shop area, and I've got boxes all over the place, so I can't move from one side to the other. So, such is life. Weather outside is partly cloudy, I guess, is how you describe it. They were talking about rain through Friday here, but I haven't seen any today. Now, it's been... Yesterday it sprinkled on and off quite a bit, but today it really hasn't. It's mostly sunny, I guess, if you look out the window. And why not? Let's look out the window. Let's want to do that. And you can see now it looks like it's cloudy, but if you look up in the sky, you can see some brightness up there and the sun behind the clouds. So anyway, that's not too bad. Now it's a cooler today than it has been, I think, but I think it's only in the 50s today. Or maybe in the 40s, or I can't remember. Let me look at my phone. That's how I get my information these days. And that's another thing, Bob and I are fighting. I don't know if it's his phone or my phone, but he's posting things to me in text, and they're not showing up here. And I don't know if I have the same problem on his end. You know, he's not getting my text, but I do know that his are not showing up as well as they should. So, like I said, we got to figure that out. If this thing ever comes up. Feels like, okay, feels like what? 48. Alright, so that was pretty close there, 50 or 48. So high is supposed to be 51 today. That's quite a bit cooler than it was yesterday. It was in the 60s yesterday. So, like I said, it is what it is. Springtime, you know how one day's good and one day's bad. We may get more snow, you never can tell. I've seen it snow in May, so like I say, anything's possible. So, alright, I've talked long enough. I'm getting to a point where my throat is dry. I get tickles down there and I have to cough, and I don't like doing that. So, you guys have a wonderful day. Thank you so much for watching, and we will see ya.